Hello students, myself Srikanto Sen from George Group of Colleges, and this is my next lecture on propositional logic. So we'll start with De Morgan's law. Look at the De Morgan's law. The question comes: state and prove De Morgan's law. So this is negation whole bracket P and Q. So what will happen? The negation will move into the atomic proposition. That means the all atoms, and this AND will be OR. Now look at this. In this case, the OR will be and the negation will move into individual atom. So how to state and prove this? P truth table, Q truth table, not P, not Q, P and Q, whole P and Q, not P or not Q. So this is very simple. We have already did this. So your task will be to state this theorem and create the truth table to prove the theorem. What you will find? What you will find? You can find that in the red column, in the red color, both the columns have the same value. So this is a proof of De Morgan's law. I prove one, you need to prove the another one. I prove this one, the first one. You need to prove the second one. Okay. Next come to contradiction. At a revision, a statement that is always false is called a contradiction. For example, the course is easy and the course is not easy. It will always be a false, because if P is true, then not P will be false. False and true and false will be false. Whatever may be your value. Suppose you take that value as, okay, suppose you assume this one is true. So this will be, there will be AND operation, and not P will be false. If you apply true and false, the answer is false. Now suppose P is false. Now you take the AND operation and not P will be true. Again, at least one is false, the answer will be false. So this is an example of contradiction. Okay. Now I'll move to the next topic. Okay, this one is tautology. It is an expression that always gives you the truth value. It's called the tautology. Look at this, you get the all true. That's why it is called tautology. Simple example is head I win, tail you lose. So it is always true. Correct. This is the best example of tautology. Okay. Now this is the problem that I solved in my last class. But again I am solving this in the slides. If it rains, Eric will be sick. It did not rain, Eric was not sick. The problem is whatever appears before this line is true. So this is true and this one is true. But whatever appears below this line, now my question is it true or false? Now what I am doing, I am representing these statements into propositional symbol. Now if it rains, my symbol is R. Eric will be sick, is represented as S. So the problem can be represented as R arrow S, because if it rains, Eric will be sick. So this is represented as arrow. So if the first line, this is the first statement, it did not rain. So if it rains is R, the did not rain will be not R. And Eric was not sick. So this is not S. Okay. This is the mapping of all the statements. How I represented the statements into problem. So this is red symbol, this is the green symbol, and this is the blue symbol. Now my question is not is true? That is the logic. So what I did, I tried to represent this in the truth table. So this is R, S, not R, not S, R arrow S. I am doing, so it is filled. Now what I will do, I look at the first condition, that is R arrow S. Is it true? Yes, it is true. Now look at the lines. R arrow S is true. This line, first line, the second line, and the last line. First line, second line, and last line. In these three lines, the R arrow S is true. So I mark these 3 lines, first line, second line and the last line. So this will be erased, the third line will be erased, correct. Next is not R is true. Now look at this table. In this table, identify the rows where not are as true. You can identify the first 2 lines, first line and second line. So I can find not R is true. Now when I look at not R as true, the third line will be vanished, correct. Now what I find? I find this table where using this R arrow S is true and not R is true. I conclude to this table. Now I need to look at the not S column, In not S column, what I find? I find 2 options. One is true, another one is false. Now I cannot conclude, correct. So I am getting 2 different answers. In one case I am getting false, in another case I am getting true. So these are marked with 2 different colors. So the statement is not a valid statement. This is the answer. Modules ponens. So it says if P is true, P arrow Q is true, then Q is true. It has already proved in my first slide. Now modules tollens. It is not P is true, P arrow Q is true, then not Q is true. How to represent these statements into the problem? I represented these statements into this problem. In the same case, I represented these problems into this statement. See, not first line is not P is true, next one is P arrow Q is true. Then I can conclude that not Q is also true. Next one is chain rule. Chain rule says if P arrow Q is true and Q arrow R is true, then P arrow R is also true. So how to understand this chain rule? It's very simple. See what I am doing. I am just erasing this in mind. So it says P arrow R, correct? So this is the logic of chain rule. Chain rule means P arrow Q, Q arrow R, then P and Q gone, and only P arrow R is left. Next one is disjunctive syllogism. I told you what is conjunctive and what is disjunctive. If not P and P or Q, we can infer that Q is true. So what will be your task? Your task is very simple. Create the truth table. So this is P, this is Q, next one is not P, next one is P or Q, okay. Now you will get some values there, truth values, false value, and you have to apply some techniques. What are the techniques? The techniques are like this. You have to apply this kind of techniques. One by one to prove the statements, correct. Next one is some example. I will get wet if it rains and I go out of this house. Then I'll write W means I will get wet. So how to remember this? You can write this A, B, C or P, Q, R. The best way is the wet represents W, rains represent R, house HOUSE, AC, house. So it is S. Now I am representing this problem into the proposition logic. It says that I will get wet. So this is my conclusion. I will get wet if it rains and I go out of the house. So if it rains and if I go out of the house, I am showing you. This is the logic, correct? So the conclusion appears in the right side, though in the statement it appears in the first part. Okay, one more problem, representing simple facts. It is raining, then it is raining. In place of R, I may write it raining. It is sunny, I can write sunny in place of S. It is windy, so I can write windy in place of W. It is anything, you can assume anything. So, if it is raining, then it is not sunny. So, the answer will be raining arrow, not sunny. Now, if I assume the different thing, like raining is R, sunny is S, then the problem will be R arrow not S. That's it. So this is the problem. Okay. Here comes the beautiful problem that I start with in my first class. How to understand that good food are not cheap and cheap food are not good, same thing. So it says that good food represented by G, cheap are represented by C. So it says that good food does not imply cheap, because it says good food are not cheap, and this says cheap food are not good. So it starts with C, cheap food are not good. So what is the truth table? I need to create two different kinds of truth table. So G, C, not C. Why I am using not C? Why I am not using not G? Because the problem says you need to deal with not C. Correct? So it is G, C, not C, G arrow not C. In this case, C arrow not G. So it will be G, C not G and C arrow not G. So this is the truth tables, correct? So now I am working with this. Okay, I created the truth table with some values. This is G, this is C, not C. It is filled with some value. And again, this is G, this is C, and this is not G, filled with some value. Now I need to concentrate on these two columns, this one and this one. If these two columns have the same value, then I can conclude that both are saying the same thing. Correct? I need to construct this column. Okay. I filled the table, but I left only one intentionally. Can you tell me what will be the value of this? I have shown you the arrows, how the arrow works. So here we find that F and F. I told you if both are same, this will be true. So this is the answer, true. Correct? I left this for you so that you can practice it again in the from the slide. In the slide, this not will be solved. Correct? I'm just solving this during this runtime. Okay. So what I find that this is T, this one is T, this one is T, and again this one is T, this is T, and again this one is T. Intentionally I left it, and this one is T and F, this will be false. So what I find, these two columns have same value. That means both are saying the same thing. Both are saying the same thing. Okay, the last topic that we learn is called the DNF and CNF. DNF is called the disjunctive normal form, and CNF is called as conjunctive normal form. It means there will be lots of proposition statement, this one, this one, this one, but all this will be separated by OR. Correct? When it is separated by OR, that is DNF. When this statement, say look at this, so this statement, another statement, another statement, one statement, another statement, another statement. All these are statements, but it is separated by AND. When separated by AND, this is conjunctive normal form, and this one is disjunctive normal form. One statement, now another statement, one statement, now another statement, but it is separated by or, separated by and. Clear? So these are the funda of DNF and CNF. Okay, now I am showing you conjunctive normal form. As I told you, lots of statement but separated by and. So this is and, another and, another and. Whatever appears in the bracket, whatever may be the symbol, but it should be separated by and to convert this into conjunctive normal form. So conjunction means and disjunction means or. Where disjunctions are, so these are disjunctions, disjunction. Maybe this is the disjunction, but separated by and. So this is a conjunctive normal form. Next one is disjunctive normal form. See, inside may be anything and, but separated by or, or, or. So all or are signifying that this is a disjunctive normal form. So here is a rule how to convert a DNF in a statement into DNF and CNF. The logic is very simple. You have to remove the double arrow into single arrow, because I told you this one P double arrow Q means P arrow Q and Q arrow P. Look at the first slide, first lecture where I described it. Now P arrow Q is not P or Q. We also proved this in the truth table. Now you need to apply De Morgan's law so that the whole bracket and there is a negation on the whole bracket moved into individual atoms. So now you will find that CNF and DNF. So what is the logic? First logic is remove all arrow, that is double arrow and single arrow. So this will be a lengthy step. You need to remove the double arrow, then it will be another single arrow separated by and. Now next line I told you P arrow Q will be not P or Q. That means again you need to remove this single arrow. So remove double arrow, remove single arrow and apply De Morgan's law to move the negation into individual atoms. So this is the logic of converting statement into DNF and CNF. So conversion to CNF example. So P arrow Q arrow R, it can be written as not P or Q, because just now I told you P arrow Q means not P or Q. Arrow R. Now again I told you P. Now imagine the red color represents a statement proposition. Another, this R1 is another statement or proposition. So the whole is, I can think, in the form of A arrow B format. In A arrow B I can write not P or Q. So this, look at this, this becomes not P or Q format. So this A becomes this one and arrow becomes or. How I get this A arrow B? Again look at the previous slide. P arrow Q becomes not P or Q. Okay. So step 2 is converted. Now you can see, look at this. Now this not will be absorbed here using De Morgan's law. Look at De Morgan's law carefully. So this will be not P and not P. That means it will be P, and this or will be and not Q will be moved into the Q portion. So look at the color. See the color, and not where not is moved, and this one is or. So what happens? We find something that is in the left side, again that is in the right side. but separated by OR. When it is separated by OR, this is not a CNF, it is a DNF. But I need to convert this into CNF. CNF means there will be two propositions separated by AND. So what I can do that? I will be using distributive law. Where we learn distributive law? Look at the distributive law. P or Q and R change into this format. So I will be using this distributive law to convert this into CNF. See, something in the left side, something in the right side, separated by AND. Correct? Convert it to DNF. Okay. When I find this one, this is the example of a DNF, because in the left side something is there, right side something is there, and separated by OR. So this is disjunctive normal form. Now you need to read the book that I sent in your mailbox. Read this, you will get an idea of DNF and CNF. I think now our chapter is over. Thank you, students.